Dear valued customers, thank you for joining our Property Outlook webinar today. I'm Joshua and I'm going to be your MC for this evening. Economic activities have resumed with most people returning to the office in the wake of the business recovery momentum and government initiatives implementations. The property market is expected to recover. This includes the exemption of real estate property gain tax and home ownership campaign. Today, we have with us, and we are pleased to bring to you the industry experts who will share their views about the opportunities in the property market. This includes, number one, how the M40 segment will drive the residential market. Number two, the demand for office at fringe locations. And number three, how the retail industry will benefit from the Phase 4 of the National Recovery Plan. You may pose any questions about the property market, and if time permits, we shall select some of them for our speaker, Puan Salihah, to address. Before we proceed with the next section, I would like to announce the agenda for today. We will start with Puan Salihah Yusof, Regional Head of Research and Consulting for Southeast Asia for Nawawi Tai Lung and Edmund Tai and Company. And she'll be touching on the gradual rebound with strong local demand in 2022, followed by the financial solution highlights by Alliance Bank. Then, of course, we will have Sunway Property that will be showcasing their projects. Of course, I'm not forgetting you who are watching us right now. We're going to have a lucky draw where someone's going to walk away with 500 ringgit. Now, remember, you have a lucky draw number, okay? So you need to go to your email and look for the reminder email that we sent to you yesterday. The lucky draw number is written in that email. So you need to make sure that you got your lucky draw number. All right, then of course we will end right after that. All right, so without further ado, let's welcome our speaker for today, Puan Salihah Yusof. Before that, let me introduce her and her background. Puan Salihah Yusof has more than 30 years of experience in the real estate industry with experience in market research, market and feasibility study, asset management and development planning. She has been heading the research and consulting team since 2013, working on residential office, retail, industrial, leisure and hospitality, and healthcare sectors with clients in the public and private sectors, occupiers, investors, institutions, and REITs or REIT. She is also the regional head of research and consulting for Southeast Asia region for Nawawi Tai Lung and Edmund Tai and Company, network of companies with offices in Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Bangkok. Puan Salihah graduated with Bachelor of Science in Urban and Regional Planning from East Carolina University, US of A, and of course, Masters in Urban and Regional Planning from University of North Carolina, USA, and Masters in Business Administration, Herod Watt University, Edinburgh, UK. Headquartered in Kuala Lumpur, with offices in Singapore and Thailand, Nawawi Tai Lung is a full-service real estate consulting firm that offers a comprehensive suite of agencies and professional services supported by more than 400 skilled professionals in the region as part of Edmund Tai Group of Companies. Established in 2000, Nawawi Tai Lung offers real estate consulting services that combine local expertise with an international perspective, helmed by some of the most credentialed names in real estate and supported by a robust talent pipeline. The firm offers best-in-class solutions to a broad clientele, including developers, corporate landlords and occupiers, institutional and retail investors, homeowners and buyers, individual landlords and tenants. Right after this, we will have our panel of discussion. You can type the question in the chat box right at the bottom, which is visible to us at the and only, okay? So it's not visible to everybody. We will address as many questions if time permits. And also, please do remember once again, your lucky draw number, okay? You need to get it in your email, in your email where the email was sent yesterday under the title Reminder Email. All right. So without further ado, let me welcome Puan Saliha with the topic Gradual Rebound with Strong Local Demand in 2022. Puan Saliha.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay, I will start my presentation. Okay, to start the
I think, Puan Saliha, you muted yourself. I think you accidentally muted yourself.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, apologies. Okay, I will start with a few socio-economic indicators that will drive the real estate market, especially residential. So in terms of population, currently Klang Valley has about 34.2 million Malaysia has 34.2 million population. Majority concentrated in Klang Valley, about 8.7 million. And if we look at age group, majority of the population are within the working age group, 20 to 59 years old. And then when we look at household income, 44% are within the M40 group. And I say the M40 group, these are the income segment of between 5,000 to 10,000. We look at what would be the growth of population in Klang Valley up to 2040. So based on our estimate, by 2040, Klang Valley will have about 51.5 million population, and Klang Valley will have about 25% of that, which is almost about 10 million. Okay. And then when we look at age profile of the population, we look at changes between 2021 and 2040. Malaysia overall by 2040, we will have 14% of the population above 65 years old. Currently, it's only 7%. And if we look at Klang Valley, currently population above 65, about 7%. But by 2040, there will be about 16%. And then this would have some serious implication on the real estate market, because currently there are not that many products in terms of accommodation that could serve the aging population properly. Because as you know, many of us are taking care of our parents, and our houses are not built for the elderly citizens. Okay, and because of that, we noted that many developers have also looked into providing accommodation for senior citizens in terms of co-home or dual units and other types of category. Okay. And then we also look at employment projection, because real estate market is also driven by employment opportunities that keep growing within the Klang Valley. So it's to 7.4 billion, and about 25% of this employment will be in the office employment sectors. So these have a positive implication for the office market where we are in the future. Okay, and then we also look at housing affordability. In Selangor, as you can see from the table, if you look at M40 and T20, the first two groups of the M40, M1 and M2, between 6,900 to 9,700, this group make up about 44% of the household in Selangor. So 44% is quite a lot, which is why we say gradual rebound with strong local demand, and the local demand will be driven by the M1 and M2 category. So if we look at house price in terms of loan eligibility, what are the price range that this particular income group could afford? It is between 560,000 up to close to 790,000. And in terms of product, we are looking at landed terrace and high-rise, condo apartment, service apartment, and also Soho. Okay. And then we also look at economic stimulus packages because incentive from the government also important in terms of stimulating the property market. There are 3 items listed under budget 2022. I think one of the key important incentive is the RPGT, real property gain tax, exemption of property sold after the 6 years, as many of the investors and also property owners, maybe by now they are in the retirement age. So it is a good time for them to dispose some of this property for cash, whether for reinvestment and also for them to use in their senior living leisure time. Okay. Okay. And next, I will move on to real estate market within the Klang Valley. So I'll pass this to Joshua.
Okay, that was just the beginning of the sharing Puan Saleha. From Puan Saleha, I mean, there's a lot of information already as it is. And definitely, she touched a bit of the budget. So that's one thing that everybody is looking out for. I hope that these things are very clear to everyone, because up next, as you can see from the slide, we're going to the real estate market in Klang Valley. So for those who would like to buy properties from the Klang Valley, I think you should listen very carefully. And of course, for those who are also investors as well. So, Puan Saleha, let's go to Klang Valley.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay. Klang Valley is the most vibrant market in the entire Malaysia. Okay, if we look at nationwide residential supply, there's a total of 6.24 million as of Q2 2021, and majority, about 37%, are concentrated in Selangor and also Kuala Lumpur. And then if we look at growth has been quite good, about 4.5% per annum over the last few years. Okay, and then majority of the supply are landed properties, and then followed by condominium apartment with a share of 27%. And if we look at incoming supply as of Q2 2021, majority of the supply are high-rise residential units. This is due to the development of a lot of mixed-use development within the city center and also within the townships that keep popping up throughout Klang Valley. So we are seeing a growth in high-rise residential units. And if you look at the breakdown, majority of them, about 32%, are condominium and apartment, and also service apartment. Okay. And then we look at overhang units. Majority of the overhang units, about 44%, priced between 500 to 1 million. And in terms of products, they are mostly service apartment and also condominium and apartment. And then if we look at volume of transactions, this is one of the key indicator of the residential market. As you can see, and I think as what we have expected, the number as of Q2 2021 is less than half of what was achieved in 2022. So in 2022, total volume of transaction was about 57,600, but as of Q2, the number is about 19,251 only. And majority of the transactions are landed. If you can see the dark gray color, they are terrace houses. Okay, and then if we look at volume of residential transaction by price range, majority of the transactions are between 500 to 1 million for terrace, but for semi-detached, as it is slightly larger, so prices are higher, above 1 million. And for condominium and apartment, majority of them are below 500,000. Okay, and then we also look at house price index. This is an indicator of whether prices have moved up or have moved down. As you can see, indicated by the pink arrow all going down. So generally, prices have gone down slightly. If you look at the growth in the past, positive growth, but I think due to COVID, we are seeing some price corrections in some areas. So there is a slight decline in terms of HPI for Kuala Lumpur and also for Selangor. Okay, we also try to understand what is the impact of COVID-19 on house prices. So what I have here is a chart showing HPI starting from 1997, 1998. That's when we have the Asian financial crisis. So if you look at the first three columns, the effect is actually after 1998, where in 1999 we noted price drop by almost 14.5%. And then if we look at the other crisis in 2007 to 2008, this one is global financial crisis. The impact was quite minimum to the Malaysian market. So price dropped by only 4.4%. So what happened in 2020? So we noted HPI dropped by only 2.2%. So not that bad lah, considering the market was quite weak even before the pandemic. Okay, and then we also look at median price of high-rise units. In this case, we are looking at Bandar Petaling Jaya. So as you can see, from 2010, and then it increased, the median price increased in 2013, and then slowly it went down to about 580,000 in 2020. So this is quite in line with what we noted in terms of growth of HPI, a drop of about 2.2%. Okay. And then just to share, this is a selected list of townships, northern side of Klang Valley. So if you look at the last column, CAGR, there are a few red colors there. So generally, prices have trended downward. In terms of quantum, it's not that bad, between 1% to up to about 5%. So this is also one of the reason developers are re-looking at their new products. For example, in townships like Eco Grandeur, which is located in Puncak Alam. So what would be the kind of product suitable to be launched, taking into consideration this price drop due to lower income affordability of potential buyers, and then what kind of product and what would be the sizes that they should be looking at. Like in the example that I have on this slide, sizes ranging from 1,000 to 1,800. So would they need to increase the size to accommodate more rooms? As you know, during the pandemic, people don't really have proper working area or study area at home. So these are the things that most developers are looking at in terms of launching their new products beginning next year. Okay, so these are just some example of average transacted price in the secondary market. So for two-story terrace, price per square foot ranging from 260 to 500 per square foot. And then for new launches, prices ranging from 290 to 786. These are price per square foot, yeah. So in terms of sizes, new launches ranging from 1,420 to as big as 3,500, which is quite big. And then we also look at service apartment. This is one of the most important component that you keep seeing every day in Kuala Lumpur in terms of new launches. This is mainly because most commercial land, if you build residential, it will be categorized as a service apartment. So in terms of supply, 2016 to 2020, the supply of service apartment grew at CAGR of 20.6%, which is very, very high. And then if we look at overhang, so service apartment is also one of the biggest contributor to overhang and unsold units. So if you look at the table, you can see as of Q1 2021, there's a total of 24,000, almost 24,500 overhang and unsold units from service apartment alone. Okay, and then if we look at transactions, so we look at trend 2016 to Q1 2021. So on average, transaction is about 1,728 units. But when we compare with the average annual addition, it is about 6.7 times higher than the transaction, 10,580. So this is also one of the contributing factor to the overhang units, more supply than demand. Okay, and then we also look at transactions by price range. So if you can see in Kuala Lumpur city centre, service apartment mostly priced above 1 million, mainly because they are located in prime locations. For example, Bukit Bintang city centre and then also KLCC area. So prices are higher due to the high land cost. And then of course the positioning is also different. And then followed by 500,000 to 600,000. Okay, what I have here is some example of projects that have been launched in the last few years, divided into 3 different categories: apartment, condominium, service apartment, and also branded residence. Branded residence is at the high-end category of service apartment. So if you look at last column, CAGR 2016 to 2020, a few of them are recording negative growth, ranging from 1.9% to as high of 10.5%. And if you look at price per square foot, most of these projects were launched above 1,003 per square foot to as high of about 3,000 per square foot. Okay, these are some of the new launches within Kuala Lumpur city centre. And then if you look at prices, ranging from 1,300 to 3,500. Okay, and then we also look at some of the new launches within Cheras and Taman Maluri area. Price per square foot ranging from 560 to 930 per square foot. These are all high rise. Okay, and then who are the buyers? So within KL City Centre, majority of the buyers are foreign buyers, shown by the yellow color in the chart that you are seeing here. So even for incoming project, majority of the buyers are foreign buyers, which is why during the lockdown in 2020, the market was very, very quiet because typically demand driven by foreign buyers. And who are these foreign buyers? Majority of them are from China, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, as well as Australia, UK, and also US. Okay. Okay, I will stop here and then pass to Joshua.
All right, thank you very much, Puan Saliha. So that is Klang Valley, and definitely the future is indeed very bright. Of course, certain areas, things have dropped a little bit, but I'm very, very sure the future looks really, really good. So what about you guys who are watching? With the information that's been shared, where would your ideal location be to purchase your next property? I mean, there are so many locations that Puan Saliha just highlighted just now, right? I mean, just crazy. So you can put it at the chat room if you like and just tell us where you would like to purchase your property. Obviously, it's not for us to know. It's for you just to tell us and, tell us whether that is the location that is ideal for you. All right, so that is Klang Valley. So what about up north? Okay, we hear that we hear it from Puan Saliha about Klang Valley. So let's hear a little bit about Penang. So Puan Saliha, all yours.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay, Penang is also a very interesting market for us because of the uniqueness of the properties in the island and also the mainland. So what I have here is the total supply of Penang residential, about 583,000. And then as you can see, supply has been growing at 6.2% over the last few years. But in the future, we are expecting supply to grow at 2.5% per annum. And then in terms of distribution in the island, 80% of the properties are high-rise, 20% landed. In the mainland, 24% high-rise, 76% are landed. Okay. And then we look at distribution, as I mentioned earlier, majority in the island are high-rise. So what are the driving factors in terms of concentration of residential supply? As you know, Timur Laut, this is the Georgetown area, is the main commercial hub in the island. So most of the properties within this particular area is high-rise properties. And then for Seberang Perai Tengah, the growth of industrial activities has also spurred residential development with the development of new townships such as Eco Horizon developed by Eco World. And then we look at incoming supply. Majority of the incoming supply in Penang is condominium and apartment. It make up about 48% of the incoming supply. And then if we look at transactions, over the last few years, on average, 13,000 units transacted annually, which is quite a lot for a small market as small as Penang. But if we look at Q1 2021, as of Q1 2021, only 3,760 units were transacted. Okay, and then if we look at transaction by category, surprisingly, affordable houses made up the largest transactions in the past 5 years. In this chart, it is shown by the green color. And then on the mainland, landed properties remain the largest transacted properties, as even buyers from the island are buying landed properties on the mainland. This is made possible by the Penang second bridge, which is quite smooth, about 10 minutes drive only. Okay. And then if we look at prices, almost 80% of transactions involve properties priced below 500,000. So if people think prices in Penang are higher than KL, that seems to be not true. But mainly because majority of the transactions are the affordable homes category. And if we exclude low-cost houses, in terms of transaction, condominium and apartment make up about 16% of the transaction, terrace about 27%. Okay, what I have here is some selected projects of that have been launched last year and also the last few years. So if you look at prices, prices ranging from 330 to as high as 1,760 per square foot. But I would say 1760 is an outlier because this is a Marriott Residence Georgetown to be managed by Marriott Hotel. So the positioning is slightly different from the normal high-rise that you are seeing in Penang. Okay, in terms of prices for by other categories, terrace starting from 548,000, semi-detached 590,000, detached higher than 696,000, and townhouse more than 440,000. And then some of the projects, they are able to attract buyers, foreign buyers from Hong Kong. And we noted also from the marketing that we have been doing in Penang, before pandemic, I mean in 2019, we do have sort of like group buyers, like 40 people from one country buying in one project. during the good times. So we hope with the reopening of the international border, these foreign buyers will be coming back to buy properties in Penang. Okay, I will stop here for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Puan Saleha. Well, I used to stay in Penang, so I stayed over 25 years. So indeed, that place has really grown so much. As you can see, the chart is just going crazy, 6% and above increase. And Puan Saleha did mention that there was a 2.something% for the future in terms of property growth. But I can see apartments and condominiums just popping up like mushrooms everywhere. So definitely, it's an attraction for new investors and also old investors to Penang. And of course, Penang being an island itself, I mean, what's not to like about their beaches as well, right? So we've been talking about Peninsula of Malaysia, and how about our friends in West Malaysia? So let's have Puan Saleha again as she shares her insights about Sabah.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay, Sabah is also another interesting market. As you know, Kota Kinabalu, together with Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Johor Bahru, and to some extent Malacca, among the top destination for foreign buyers buying residential properties. So, which is why I think the KK market is also another interesting market to look at. Okay, so we look at supply. In terms of residential supply, as of H1 2021, total supply is about 227,000 plus. Supply has been growing at 2% per annum between 2018 to 2020. And most of these properties are concentrated in Kota Kinabalu, which is part of the district of Sandakan. Okay, the district of Kota Kinabalu. Okay, just to show supply by district. So as you can see, 29% of the supply is located in district of Kota Kinabalu. And then if we look at by type, 42% of the supply is apartment condominium. Very limited supply of landed residential, which is why the price are quite high in Kota Kinabalu. And then if we look at transactions, as of H1 2021, there were about 2,226 transactions compared to Penang, just now about 13,000 units per year. But this one is a growth of about 35% compared to H1 2020. So meaning the market in KK has improved despite we are still under the pandemic situation. So if we look at in terms of growth by between 2018 to 2019 and then 2019 to 2020, so the impact of COVID is very obvious. And then the highest drop in number of transactions is flat, dropped by about 57 units. So I think because majority of the income group that were affected by the pandemic are the M40 and below. As I mentioned earlier, majority of the transactions are flat. So 81% of the transactions are priced below 500,000. So in terms of price perspective, prices are still affordable. If we are looking at Klang Valley income, but I think if we are looking at Kota Kinabalu income, 500,000 is like 800,000 within the Klang Valley. Okay. Okay. And then if we look at transactions by type, so as I mentioned earlier, condominium make up about 33%, and terrace also make up about 33% of the transaction. And then if we look at by price, majority are below 500,000. Okay. Okay. These are just examples of some of the projects that we have been monitoring in Kota Kinabalu. So as you can see, prices are still affordable, all below 1 million ringgit per unit. Some popular residential like Taman Kingfisher, Sulaiman, 700,000. So these are among the good landed residential in KK. So there are still a lot of opportunities for buyers, whether you are foreign buyers or local buyers in KK, because prices are still cheaper than Kuala Lumpur market. And then one of the reasons foreign buyers, especially MM2H buyers, are looking at KK mainly for retirement purpose. And with the nature and the eco environment that are unique, that are very different from Peninsular Malaysia. So these are the key factors that have attracted a majority of the buyers. Okay, so I'll stop here for the residential market overview. I'll pass this to Joshua.
Thank you very much, Puan Saliha. Yes, that was KK. So yeah, KK looks very attractive. I like the part where Puan Saliha said there's very nature, right? Oh, you got nature all around you, and that's what people like about Sabah. All right, just to remind everyone that there is a Q&A section that you can actually type your questions in. So do type your questions if you've got any questions for Puan Saliha. So far, we've been talking about residential properties, okay? So let's quickly jump to retail properties and what it means in the Klang Valley. So we're going back to Klang Valley and we're going to talk about retail properties. Puan Saliha.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay. Retail is another sector that has been affected quite badly by the pandemic. So what I have here on the screen is CSI, which is a Consumer Sentiment Index. So we normally look at consumer sentiment index and retail sales volume as two key indicators on the health of the retail market. So as you can see, CSI dropped to 64.3%, and any point below 100 showing people are not very optimistic about their spending. And if we look at retail sales volume dropped quite significantly, about 16.3% in 2020. And then in 2021, we are expecting the market to rebound with a growth of about 4%. Okay. In terms of supply, total retail supply in Malaysia is 182.3 million, and majority are concentrated in Selangor and also Kuala Lumpur. So if we look at annual growth, in the past, Klang Valley retail supply grew at 3.3% per annum, and then between now and 2023, we are expecting annual growth of about 5.2%. This will be contributed by the completion of a few major malls which we have listed on the screen, which include the Exchange Mall at TRX, Mitsui Shopping Park Lalaport at BBCC. I think if you are driving along BBCC, you can see the mall is up and ready. Pavilion Damansara Heights about 1.1 million, 118 Mall, which is just opposite BBCC, and Pavilion Bukit Jalil, which will be open in the first week of December. Okay. In terms of occupancy rate, we have been seeing a downward trend in occupancy rate since 2015, from the high of 87.6% to about 80%. We are not very positive within this few months, so we expect for the full year of 2021, occupancy will drop even further. I'm sure you have noted a lot of retailers have closed down, and then if they don't close down, they are consolidating their outlets in only opening at major malls or where traffic volume is higher. And these are some of the major shopping centers within city center with occupancy rate ranging from 70% to 100% for some of the well-positioned mall like Pavilion and then also Surya KLCC. Okay, so in the next 3 years, new supply are all in regional format, more than 1 million square feet or close to 1 million square feet. Okay, retail has always been a unique asset that REITs are always looking for in terms of investment product. Mainly because rental rates of retail typically per square foot are much higher than office. So in terms of return, it tends to give better return than investment in the office space. So as you can see, fair value ranging from, but in the list that I have here, there are many different categories of shopping centers. So the values are ranging from 400 plus to as high as like Elite Pavilion Mall, about 2,500 per square foot. Okay, so other transactions of selected shopping centers. So if you look at price ranging from about 300 plus to 1,600 for Empire Shopping Gallery. So we believe retail center is a good asset to be injected into REITs. And then in many of the new townships, retail is always the key component that will sort of like set the tone of the development of the township, because this is the one that bring crowds and then also bring other catalysts to the new township. Okay. Okay, in terms of prospect, what is the prospect for retail market? So we see there is still hope, even though occupancy rate, as I have shown earlier, are trending down. And then what we are lacking is new retailers and new brands coming to the market. So this is what developers of retail centers are currently working hard to bring in new brands that you have not seen before to revive the retail market. Okay, I think that's the end of my retail section. Back to Joshua.
All right, looks like we can look forward to mixed-use developments and integrated retail components where shoppers are able to go into malls. Mall owners and retailers need to offer innovative in-store experiences such as digital transformation and personalization. So I guess everybody has to think out of the box right now. So I would have to agree with Puan Salihah that the demand of office space would be soft due to the adoption of the hybrid working model by most companies. So we would need to look into medium term, when all of us are trying to adapt to the new norm. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, that was the retail, right? So now is the office market overview. Yes, so Puan Salihah.
Thank you, Joshua. Okay, I will just go through very briefly. I only have a few slides on the office market. So nationwide office supply is about 257 million. This is quite a lot for a small country. And majority of the office supply is concentrated in Kuala Lumpur. More than, I can't really see the number. Okay. And then if we look at office supply growth, CAGR 3% between 2015 to 2021. And by 2023, with the completion of some of the incoming projects that I have listed on the screen, growth is expected to be at 4.8% per annum. And majority of the buildings are currently, the incoming projects are the grade A office building. Of course, there are many questions in terms of what would be the take-up of these new buildings, considering the hybrid working. There are still demand because for some companies, especially corporate companies, MNCs, the corporate culture is still focusing on office as part of the setup that they would need. So definitely there would be some demand maybe, but the quantum could be much smaller than in the past. Okay, if we look at supply and demand, in terms of net additions and also net absorption. So new supply outstrip office space demand, similar to what we have seen in terms of residential just now. Supply increased by about 6% compared to demand. So in Klang Valley, between 2016 to 2020, average new supply about 4.1 million per annum, but average net absorption is only 1.8 million, which is why occupancy is quite low. In terms of distribution of supply, 38% of the office supply are located in Golden Triangle. This is the main office hub in Klang Valley and also in Malaysia. Okay. And then these are just showing occupancy rates of some of the prime office buildings within Kuala Lumpur. So some, for example, like Bank Islam Tower, this is an owner-occupied building, so occupancy is 100%. But mostly it's between 70 to 80%. And then these are a few lists of what we call it as secondary grade buildings. These are not prime buildings, strata office within the city center. About 1.5 million square feet completed in the last 5 years. And then, as I mentioned earlier, if we look at occupancy rate, KL and Golden Triangle all showing downward trend. And then who are the profile of the office occupiers? So within Golden Triangle, key occupiers are oil and gas. The fact that Petronas is here, so a lot of oil and gas companies are also located within Suria KLCC. Then another set of occupiers are business services and also ICT. But beyond Golden Triangle, if we look at another office hub, KL Center and Mid Valley, majority of the occupiers are business services. These are SMEs, small and medium enterprises that take up a lot of the strata offices within KL Center and Mid Valley. So other contributors are financial services and also ICT and multimedia. But we are also expecting growth in tech companies who normally take up between 2,000 to 3,000 square feet of space because of the growth in online shopping, e-commerce. So we are and then digital transformation of a lot of business. So we are expecting a growth of tech companies in the next few years. In terms of rental rate, as you can see, it has not moved much over the last 3 years, still floating between 4 ringgit 82 cents to about 7 ringgit. And then what are the prime office tenants requirements in terms of choosing office building? So we have always been asked, would location be an important factor for a tenant to choose a location? So this is quite important, especially when we are looking at new township, which is quite away from the traditional office hub. Because in any new township, typically developers would allocate about 15 to 20% of their area for commercial development. And then if the place is quite far from town, for example, Puncak Alam, as I mentioned earlier, it will be quite difficult to justify office component, because the first criteria for office tenant is whether the office building is located close to CBD. When we say CBD here is the Central Business District, for example, KL City Center or PJ. And the age of the building is also important. Floor plate is also among the top criteria in terms of choosing an office building. MNCs typically would want office plate of more than 20,000, 20 to 25,000. So anything less, they would not even look at the buildings. And then column free and other criteria. Okay. These are some of the buildings completed between 2011 and 2015, with asking rental ranging from about 5 ringgit to as high as 11 ringgit. And then building completed between 2016 and 2021, slightly higher rental, because these are higher grade office building. For example, if you see TRX, Menara Prudential, rental about 850, the exchange 106, 9 ringgit. But the current asking rental is definitely much lower than what they expected before the building was completed. Okay. And then in terms of incoming supply, we are looking at 8.5 million square feet of incoming supply in KL, and 47% are located within the Golden Triangle itself. So you just imagine currently average occupancy is already at 72%, and then this will drop even further once this 8.5 million square feet is completed, with very weak demand that we are looking at the moment. Okay, so this would be my last slide. So what is the outlook for the office market? We are still very uncertain because the adoption of hybrid working is still here, and we do not think hybrid working will go away very quickly. So definitely there will be a lot of implications, and even some building owners are currently looking at how to repurpose some of the empty space that they have. In fact, some of the owners that we are talking to, they are looking into converting some space into central kitchen, and then co-living, and also some other creative users, for example, maker space for innovative space and so on. Okay, so with that, I end my presentation briefly on the residential, retail, and also office market. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Puan Saleha. I think that's so much information in such a short span of time that she has given, and we definitely appreciate her coming on board and just showing and telling us what she thinks about the market at the moment. Fantastic. All right, obviously we have a lot of questions, and of course we can't go through everything, so we have actually looked through some questions which will definitely bring a lot of information to everyone. So let's bring up the first question. So Puan Saleha, you talked about Klang Valley. So what is the outlook for landed property at Old Klang Road? What do you think about that?
This is a very specific question.
Yeah, I think the location is Old Klang Road. That's all. I just want to know Old Klang Road.
Yeah, Old Klang Road. I think I used to stay nearby Old Klang Road, Bandar Sunway. This is a very matured area. So I think similar to what we are seeing in properties in SS2, in PJ, prices have gone up. But in many cases, the design of these old units might not be suitable to the current demand of the market. So I think if you are asking me about outlook, whether there will be a proper price appreciation observed as what we have observed in Petaling Jaya area. So it could be possible because within this particular area, you don't really have enough land for landed. So most are high rise. So definitely there would be some niche market that are looking for landed properties within this particular area. Yep. So I would say there is a bargaining power there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think buying land is the way to go. I mean, just like Puan Saleha mentioned just now, the land is scarce there, right? So land, you can't go wrong. Usually you can't go wrong. All right, so next question. How attractive is auction market now in comparison to primary market and secondary market? What do you think?
I think auction market is also a very unique market. Because the problem with auction market, you don't really know what you are buying. And then I think with the pandemic, people were expecting a lot of fire sales and auction. But unfortunately, we did not really see that happening. So meaning, investors still have the holding power. And then only very limited units of auctions that have gone into the market, and then even with that, prices are not that very low. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Not much difference between the primary market and the secondary market for auction market. All right, so let's quickly go to question 3. What about areas such as Penang Island, where properties were priced more expensive than Kuala Lumpur? What is the current view? A, in Penang, we see many launches in Bukit Mertajam, where there are crossover from people from island buying at half the price of the island. Do you see the trend continuing? Okay, let's take that question first, because there's the second question to that. So let's take the question, many launches in Bukit Mertajam. So do you see the trend continuing?
Okay, I will answer the first part first. It's not quite right to say properties in Penang are more expensive than KL, because as I have shown earlier, we take a high-rise project as an example. So high-rise in Penang launched at 330 to 1,760 per square foot, and there's only one project actually launched above 1,700. But if you look at KL city center, prices starting from 1,200 per square foot. So in KL, prices are much higher than Penang. So I would still think, if you thinking of investing in Penang, it is still comparative in terms of prices, because in KL the prices are too high, and then the rental market is very weak. So there's not much of opportunity if you're looking at short-term gain, unless you're looking for long-term opportunity. And to the second question, the crossover of people from island to the mainland buying landed properties, this is very true. Based on our marketing experience and some of the studies that we have done. For example, Eco Horizon by EcoWorld, 50% of their buyers, for the benefit of audience, Eco Horizon is located in Batu Kawan, Seberang Perai Selatan, where it has direct connectivity to the island using Penang, a second Penang bridge. So 50% of their buyers actually came from the island. And then 20% of the buyers come from outside of Penang, as far as Kuala Lumpur. So people see the opportunity, and the bridge has really become a catalyst to drive demand on the mainland side. Yeah.
Yeah, I can be a testament to that because I told you I used to stay in Penang. So a lot of my friends actually from the south of the island actually bought properties on the mainland. Then they travel every single day through the second bridge, which, like once Leha mentioned just now, is 10 minutes only. So about 10 to 15 minutes. So they do go to the FTZ zone to work. If you don't know what FTZ zone is, it's the free trade zone of Penang, and they do work there. So that's where all the digital stuff and technology companies are. All right, so talking about technology, Kulim is also another part of, Penang and Kedah. So like Kulim Development Park, do you see if there are growth opportunities there?
Kulim Development Park, I believe you are referring to Kulim High Tech Park?
Yes, I would think so, yeah.
So Kulim High Tech Park is one of the high-tech the largest high-tech industrial park that we have in Malaysia. It has been creating quite a number of jobs since the opening of the Kulim Park. And I think there's a lot of opportunities within this area, especially with the announcement of Kulim International Airport. Okay, so Kulim International Airport, which covers an area of about 4,400 acres, which is adjacent to the Kulim High-Tech Park. This will cater to mainly passengers, travelers, expected to have 800,000 passengers in the first year of opening in 2026. So definitely there's a lot of opportunities in terms of commercial development and also residential development. And based on the numbers that we have, Kulim International Airport will create between 15,000 to 18,000 employment opportunities. So with employment opportunities, there will be an increase in population, and that will drive demand for residential, for retail facilities, education, and also other services. So if you're thinking of buying land within that, but 4,400 acres have been taken by the developer of the Kulim International Airport.
So you got to go outside the 4,000 over acres.
Yeah.
So no choice. So you got to find somewhere. Okay, so that's the Kulim Development Park. That actually is the Kulim High Tech Park. Okay, so that's further up north of Penang. So if you do not know where that is, so I just gave you a vague idea where it is. Okay, question number 4. Let's go down south. Okay, so in Johor Bahru, where foreigners were buying in core areas, how do we see these areas moving forward in the next few years? That's a very interesting question.
The market in JB has, the market has been quiet for quite a few years after the big hoo-ha about foreign, a lot of Chinese buyers coming, and then in terms of, if you talk about foreign buyers, I would say majority of the foreign buyers are buyers from China. Why buyers from China are buying properties in Johor? Mainly because they have children studying in Singapore. And then these are not the high-end category of the market, but they are middle-income household from China who want their children to learn better English. So in terms of affordability, buying houses, products in Johor, especially in Johor Bahru, are the category that suit their affordability. So which is why when Forest City was launched, there was a quite high take-up rate from China buyers. But other than that, Singaporean buyers, there are not that many of them, very small percentage. I would say maybe around 5 to 10%. Perhaps because of the proximity and the ease of commuting. So why would they want to buy a property in Johor? But I would not say there is no interest from Singapore buyers. For example, Iskandar Putri, like Putri Harbour and then Iskandar Putri, they have a lot of interesting projects, especially landed, like Horizon Hills, where they attracted quite a lot of Singaporean buyers too.
Okay. So I guess, that should answer the question for number 4. Let's see when I can get the 5th question. Is any insights or prospect sharing for KL East considering a Mangombak bus terminal and SUKE development?
Okay, this is a very strategic location. The bus terminal and access to Siuk Highway that attracted buyers of residential at KL East. And I know Sunway also has project around this particular area. And then with the opening of KL East Mall, we see a lot more activities, and quite surprised during this pandemic, KL East Mall is able to attract quality tenants to the mall. So this will bode well for the residential properties within the KL East development. I know there are a few residential towers there, but many of the buyers, I must say, they are investors. Excuse me. Buying the properties mainly for, in the past, for Airbnb and also for other form of short stay accommodation. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, KL East looks like it's going to be booming soon by the sounds of it. So yeah, maybe you can go there and visit and see whether it's your ideal place for staying. So that is the last question for our discussion for today. Don't worry, we know that a lot of questions have been posted in our Q&A section. We will try our very best to answer you offline, and also we'll post it to Puan Saleha, see whether she'll be able to answer the questions for us as well. So that wraps up our today's discussion, and of course thank you again to Puan Saleha for insightful sharing, right? So thanks to also those who have participated in the Q&A section, and of course during this session as well. And I hope that you guys found this fruitful. All right, so yes, so that was the sharing from Puan Saliha. So thank you very much, Puan Saliha, for coming online and taking her time to come and share with us very, very insightful stuff. I learned quite a bit actually just listening to her. All right, so now we'd like to talk a little bit about the Alliance Home Loan and the Alliance Home Loan, where the Alliance Home Loan offers promotional rates from as low as 2.8% per annum, exclusively for Alliance privileged banking customers. In addition to buying or investing in new property, you may consider refinancing your existing property with Alliance Bank Home Loan and Alliance One account. Alliance One account is a mortgage refinancing service that turns the value of your residential or commercial property into extra cash to meet your personal needs. The extra cash can be used for different needs. I mean, of course, everybody has their own needs, and one of them definitely is your children's education. If you're a businessman, you can use it for your business expansion, or you've got a new home, or you feel like to redoing your house. You got home renovations as also as your future investment. Alliance One account also allows you to consolidate all your loans, such as credit cards, personal loans, or car loans into one loan. So you can always pay on time with just one repayment due date. I mean, that's really for convenience. And with the low interest rate environment, refinancing offers better interest savings. It shortens your loan tenure, eventually helping you to settle your loan quicker. So what I do suggest to you is that you do go and contact your relationship manager right now, Talk to them, find out more about the Alliance Home Loan and the Alliance One account. You may visit Alliance Bank website, of course, at www.alliancebank.com.my for the product details and, of course, its key benefits and, of course, its risk as well. All right, so now, besides refinancing your property, Alliance Bank gives you the flexibility to pledge your other assets, which is like unit trusts, quoted shares, retail securities, or even FD with Alliance Bank. To maximize your purchasing power, this includes another property investment or wealth investment. So in order to talk a little bit further and to help you better understand, we have the business development manager from retail broking and investment lending to share about portfolio financing, a strategy that you can utilize to leverage on your existing investments to magnify your purchasing power without forking up additional capital. So we have Mr. Lim Wei Jing, who is the business development manager from retail broking and investment lending, up on stage with us online. So Mr. Lim, it is all yours.
Okay, hi. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you both for the sharing. Hi, as mentioned by Puan Saleha regarding the market outlook previously, I think we'll be seeing some gradual pickup in the property market. Of course, there are some uncertainties that's lingering around. However, I believe we can all agree that market itself is always self-adjusting, and you would not know when is so-called the best timing for you to invest. And if I were to ask every one of us here, who would have thought that the market itself would have a V-shaped recovery since last year? Now, as the saying goes, opportunities favor those who are well prepared. Now, the same applies for investment as well. If you were to ask me, I believe this is all a capital game, and the winner is those who know how to utilize and swap around your asset and churn enough investment return for him and herself. Now, this asset includes property, shares, unit trusts, and so on. With that, the question always boils down to how much capital that you have to churn. And for today, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to everyone here an investment solution that we have recently launched. It is called the portfolio financing. Portfolio financing is a strategy that you can utilize to leverage with your existing investment. By utilizing this so-called portfolio financing, you will be able to magnify your purchasing power without forking out additional capital. Now, let me give you an illustration on how this works. Assuming today that you are investing, say, 1 million worth of wealth assets. Without portfolio financing, this is all you can invest. So it just all stops here. Say you have a 5% annual return. Of course, returns are not guaranteed. So in this case, customer would earn about 50,000 in gross return. By using the same scenario with portfolio financing, assuming you are using the 1 million wealth investment that you had previously as well. So with portfolio financing, you can put in this investment and obtain a maximum multiplier of up to 3 times. So this means right now you have 4 million worth of total investment. So assuming with the same investment of 5%, the customer can expect a gross return of 200,000. Of course, because this portfolio financing is a leveraging strategy, so considering the interest of, say, 4% per annum, the interest charges will come up to about 120,000. So this will give you a good return of 80,000 after netting all of the interest charges as compared to the 50,000 that you had previously. So it will depend on how you will go about and churn around with different type of asset class. And this portfolio financing will give you the flexibility that you want to swap around different sort of asset. Okay. Now, just like any other investment, this will all carry risk and return. So in the example that I've given to you previously, okay, in this case is a positive return. Now, please bear in mind that as an investor, okay, you should always seek proper advice prior to making any sort of investments. Of course, the example that I've given you has shown you the power of leveraging for portfolio financing. And as an investor, you can always leverage using this strategy and magnify your buying power. The mantra is, how do you make your money run for you? Or how do you make the money work for you, work harder for you when you are resting or when you are sleeping? Now, of course, you can find some of the terms as stated here and also in our website. For more information, or for those customers or for those investors who are interested to look up further on this portfolio financing, you can always refer to our nearest alliance banker, as well as the product disclosure sheet that is located in our website. And with that, this is the financing solution that I would like to offer to you guys. And right now, I would like to pass the floor back to Joshua. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. We need to quickly talk to our representatives if you'd like to know more. And of course, thank you again to Mr. Lim Wei Jing for the information sharing. So I'm very sure that it's just a very short one. So do go and quickly ask your managers. I hope that you guys have gained something extra in terms of financing and investment knowledge. And now let's welcome our next speaker that comes from Sunway Property that is going to talk a little bit about the property showcase, and it's none other than Mr. Vincent Tan.
Hi, a very good evening to everyone, and thanks Joshua for the introduction. So in the next 50 minutes, I'll be sharing with you two of the latest masterpieces by Sunway Property. And before we go into the project intro, just let me quickly share with you this. The 5 features of the potential investment property must have. So as we heard, location, location, location is the common mantra in real estate. And having a great location, its livability and amenities are actually very important. So a neighborhood with popular attractions like a mall, medical center, educational institutions, restaurants will positively affect the rental value of the residential within the vicinity. And it can be attributed to young single employees who place importance on proximity to the workplace. And secondly, easy access to public transportations like MRT, LRT, or living in a transit-oriented development, it provides a higher quality of life with a better place to live, work, and play. So greater mobility with ease of moving around, and also the property value are higher and more stable in such kind of development. Homes located near to international and private schools are also highly sought after by young families. So parents who can afford a slightly higher house price, they don't mind to pay a bit more to secure a property in close proximity to schools, mainly to avoid any long and daily commutes. And a good investment should also generate a good ROI, and ideally it gives you a positive cash flow. So anything that is more than 4 to 5%, I would say it's considered a very good investment. And last but not least, dual key concept homes are also becoming very popular nowadays, as it is ideal for multi-generational living, and also for investment-wise, you can actually rent out one unit as two, and thus it improves your overall rental return. So the first project that I'm going to introduce to you is this transit-oriented development that is located in the heart of Cheras, Sunway Velocity 2. So Sunway Velocity 2 is located just 3.8 km away from KL City Centre, and is actually just one station away from the TRX Financial Hub. And for those people who are familiar with Sunway Velocity Mall, Velocity 2 is just right opposite to the mall. And this is the overview of the master development of Sunway Velocity. So I would say it's the only integrated development of its kind that encapsulates the 5 key components of a commercial, residential, healthcare, hospitality, and education. And all of these are connected through cover link bridges. And also it has direct link to 3 MRT stations. So if you look at the plan itself, the one that is highlighted in blue color actually indicates the commercial development, and the one in yellow are the residential. The green color will be the 2-acre central park that is located in the heart of the development. And the red color is basically the link bridges that is connecting all the components, as well as to the MRT like Malui, Chansaolin, and the Cochrane stations. So the other benefit of investing in this development is this. Sunway owns and operates more than 50% of the development. So if you look at the total development value here of 4 billion, the asset owned and managed by Sunway Property is 2.33 billion. So if you look at the pie chart, 33% of the developments are actually retail and mall components, and another 33% are the office spaces, whereas the residential occupy only about 25% of the total development area. So what does this mean? When you're purchasing a unit with us, basically you are co-investing with Sunway via our very unique build, own, operate business model. So Sunway Velocity 2 elevates the city living to a whole new vibrant level where living, entertainment, and working are all in one place. So a fully tenanted 1.4 million Velocity Mall, a hotel, medical center, and college under the Sunway brand. And also you have a 2-acre central park within the development with a direct link to 3 MRT and 2 LRT stations. So this is the V Boulevard, which is a 100% vehicle-free environmental deck with more than 50 F&B outlets providing the alfresco dining. And also Nanjing Street is the very first hotpot town in Malaysia. V Park is the 2-acre central park that has a large landscaping with water features, some sitting areas for a healthy green living. And this is the actual photo of the link bridge that is connecting to the Maluri station. And it's well covered with CCTV and manned with auxiliary police for safety. And also Sunway Velocity is the first MSC cyber center in Cheras. Also, it has been awarded the Proximity Award in the Best Integrated Transit-Oriented Development in year 2020 by Star Property. So the units are all very thoughtfully designed with layout ranging from 581 to 915 square feet, and it comes with a dual key option. So just some key highlights on Sunway Velocity 2. Basically, it has a direct link to 3 MRT and 2 LRT stations, and access to amenities like having a link bridge connecting to the mall, medical center, college, as well as a 2-acre central park. And it has also a 1-acre private park exclusively for the residents. The unit comes with dual key concept home with the build-up ranging from 581 to 915 square feet. So sharing here are some of the perspective of the development, the building facade, the grand drop-off, 1-acre private park, infinity pool at the podium level. We have co-working space, exclusive kitchen for any events and functions, integrated playground for your kids and families. We have a multi-purpose hall with badminton court, shoot hoop, as well as a sky terrace on the rooftop where you can actually enjoy the panoramic view of the KL city skyline. Okay. So the next project that I'm going to introduce to you today is actually Sunway Bellevue, and it's a freehold residence in KL city center. So Sunway Bellevue is truly a gem of location. It enjoys urban amenities, city conveniences, as well as daily essentials are all within reach. So sits at the center of everything. Sunway Bellevue is a project I would say that is truly desirable. It's just 800 meters walk away to the Malaysian new tallest building, Merdeka 118, and inside it houses 1 million square feet of shopping and entertainment spaces, 83 levels of corporate office, and a 12-story of hotel and retail shops. And this location will be the new business and lifestyle epicenter of KL. Merdeka 118 is also targeted to complete in less than a year from now. So some of the key highlights of why Sunway Bellevue is strategically located in the heart of KL with various amenities and conveniences. Like it's just 400 meters to Maharaja Lela monorail stations, and Merdeka 118 and Petaling Street is just 800 meters away. And also you get to access to 5-star shopping malls, comprehensive healthcare and hospitality, as well as reputable education institutions. All of these are within the 5 km distance. And the build-up are ranging from 797 to 1337 square feet, and the unit comes with wet and dry kitchens. Also, you get to enjoy a majestic view of the KL city lights from the skyline. So some of the education institutions like Kuan Ching Primary and Secondary Schools, Alice Smith Primary School, Taylor International Schools, shopping mall destinations such as Pavilion, Sunway Velocity Mall, Surya KLCC, Mid Valley Mega Mall, and healthcare center like Tongshin Hospital, Sunway Medical Center Velocity, as well as the Prince Court Medical Center are all within a 5 km distance. So this project sits within a significant heritage site, a location with a historic past spanning from the time before independence. So situated 400 meters away is the Chen Si Su Yuan, which has a 112 years old historical treasure. So in terms of its connectivity, KL Central is also just 2 stops away from Maharaja Lela Station, and Bukit Bintang Monorail Station is just 3 stops away, where you can experience the KL iconic shopping and entertainment hub like Pavilion, Fahrenheit, KLCC, and many other more. So Sunway Bellevue has recorded an 80% take-up rate during the soft launch last year, December, and with the overwhelming response, we have actually opened up Tower B early this year in month of March, and collectively, both the tower has recorded a 75% take-up rate. So sharing here are some of the perspective of the development, the building facade, the grand entrance, sky deck at level 54, the terrace pavilion, tree house, you got a jacuzzi, gym, karaoke room, the sky function room, luxurious lobby, co-working space, and also a fantastic view from the balcony. Okay, and now this is the most exciting moment of all, where we are running our Always With You campaign for a limited time from now until 31st of December 2021. So what you get under this campaign is up to 12 months interest free. It's a moratorium scheme where we actually extend your progressive payment for a period of up to 12 months. And during this period of time, if you are getting a loan to finance the property, there won't be any drawdown. So basically no interest to be served. And if you have any differential sum to settle, you enjoy extended grace period. And all the unit comes with free kitchen cabinet, option to exit in the event of unfortunate circumstances. And also under the HOC, you get to enjoy free MOT and loan stamp duty. And in conjunction with this campaign, we have also launched Sunway Velocity 2 Tower D, priced from only 525,000. And Bellevue, we are starting our unit pre-selection for the 3rd tower, which is also the final tower. And another great news for all the Alliance Privilege webinar attendants today, you will also get to enjoy a 1% additional discount on top of our standard rebate for a limited time from now until 31st December 2021. So wait no further, take up your phone, launch your camera or your QR code scanner, Scan the QR code for here we have for Belfield as well as Sunway Velocity 2. You can just register your interest with us. Our friendly sales personnel will be getting in touch with you. So here end my sharing for today. Thank you. Back to you, Joshua.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Yes, that was very informative and, of course, a very fruitful sharing, especially the one on Belfield. I've been there, actually, so I've seen the place. It's phenomenal. I like the place. I like the location. If you go there and they have showroom for you to actually look at it, so it's really, really, really nice. So once again, I'm going to bring up the QR code and I'm going to show you right above me. There you go. So you just go and go and scan that and make sure that you do quickly contact Sunway. All right. Don't miss that opportunity. Don't miss that opportunity where you get 1% discount on your purchases on these projects. All right. So once again, thank you very much, Vincent. Thank you very much for introducing the showcase properties by Sunway. Next up, the moment that everybody's been waiting for. I know everyone is waiting for this part, which is the lucky draw. So we're giving out 3 prizes, okay? 3 prizes, 200, 300, and 500 ringgit cash, okay? Yes, cash in your pocket. So just a little reminder, please, if you do not have your lucky draw number, go to your email and check for our reminder email that has the lucky draw number, all right? I'll give you a few seconds to get that if you have not gotten it. While you're looking for it, I would like to tell you that you need to tell us your name and your contact number if your number comes up. So there'll be a number being displayed. And then, of course, I'm going to count down. I'm going to say start and I'm going to say stop. And then, of course, the countdown will stop. And then if your number comes up, please, once again, write your name and your contact number, okay, according to the register name that you registered with us. All right. So I think I'm going to bring up the number. Let's see whether I can bring up the number. There you go. That's the number. Okay, obviously, this is not the number, okay? This is not the number. But we're going to start spinning it. And then when I say stop, then you'll stop. So I'm going to give you a few more seconds before we start. Maybe 10, 9. Hope you got your number. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start spinning. Here we go. Let's see. When we tested this, we had so many nice numbers. I'm not sure whether we get nice numbers today or not. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, stop. So it's 1. One nice number again. 11222. Okay, who is that? 11222. I need my back end, my colleagues to tell me who the name is. So 11222. Wow, this is a nice number. We had 5 8s. Earlier when we test, we had 9 8s. Earlier when we test, even this number is nice. 11222 for 200 ringgit. 200 ringgit. Ching. All right. Did we get the name yet? If the person is not there, we're going to spin again. All right. So I'm going to wait for my colleagues to tell me. Let's see. Did we get the person in? Remember, today is the day for you to get that 200 ringgit. Not only that, go and talk to your, relationship manager from Alliance Bank. We're going to talk to Sunway as well with that extra 1%. 1% is a lot, okay? Trust me, it's a lot when you start calculating it, especially when it comes to interest and all that kind of stuff. All right, so yes, let's see. Do I have the name? 1122, no response. Oh dear, no response. So I guess I'll count down in 3, 2, 1. Okay, looks like we got to respin again. Okay, come on, let's spin that again. Hey guys, you missed this. 200 ringgit. Whoever it is, I think he's going to achoo the whole night. Achoo. 3, 2, 1, start. Let's go. Just now was double 1 and 2. Double 1 and triple 2. Okay, let's see. In 3, 2, 1, stop. Let's see this. 1, 1, 4, 3, 2. Double 1, 4, 3, 2. Wow, why the number so nice there? 114321. No, I'm just kidding. 11432. Okay, so 11432. Let's see who is the winner. We only give you a few seconds to answer back. Okay, and of course, thanks once again to Puan Saleha for coming online and sharing a very, very informative session. I mean, I really learned a lot. I mean, I was from Penang as well, so I know how those graphical Start of it is gone. So yes, next means I need to know a bit more. What do you mean? All right. So is there any response for 200 ringgit? Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna next draw. Okay, let's go to the next draw then. Okay, let's go to the next draw. All right, next draw. The next draw for 300 ringgit. I hope you guys got your numbers ready. Here we go, 300 ringgit. Let's see those numbers, and we'll start in 3, 2, 1, start. Spin, 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 spin. We had 1, 1, 4, 3, 2. Let's see whether we can get a good number. 3, 2, 1, stop. And we still got 1, 1, 1, 2, 8. 11128. Siapa tu yang dapat nombor 11128? Siapa pemenang tu? Okay. So yes, we've got the next person who is going to win that 300 ringgit. Please do write your name and your telephone number so that we are able to contact you. All right, contact you there. I mean, we listen to a lot of the information from Puan Saleha. I mean, a lot of people definitely are from Klang Valley. What would you buy? I mean, earlier we heard from Sunway. We heard, Cheras was good. We heard that Gombak was good. I mean, I'm staying up north of Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, depends on you. Yeah, what do you think? While we're waiting for the next draw, which is the grand prize of 500 ringgit. I mean, definitely you would definitely have that. Okay, looks like we got a response. Okay, so that's the 300 ringgit. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, next one for the top prize for 500 ringgit. We're going to spin that dial. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, start. There we go. It's going. Let's go a little bit more. In 3, 2, 1 for 500 ringgit. Stop. 11291 119 291 sorry 11291. Yes, congratulations to the winner of the 500 ringgit. Did the person respond? Come on, did the person respond? Earlier we didn't get any response. I'm sure that 500 ringgit someone's going to respond. Yes, did we get that response? No. Yes. If nobody respond, I want it. 500 ringgit. Hey, can do a lot, man. 500 ringgit. Redraw. Oh, yo. Pasang in Hokkien from Penang. Pasang wasted. Okay, so we're going to redraw. Okay, so sorry. I think that guy definitely, wow, if he knows, he's going to stab his heart. Okay, here we go. Let's redraw in 3, 2, 1, start. Going. And 3, 2, 1, stop. 11329. 11329. Did you check your number in the email, or you guys left early? I mean, if that guy left early, then I can't be talking to him right now, right? Like, duh. Right? So, yes, 11329. Are you there? If you are there, my colleagues are going to say yes. If not, we're going to redraw again. 500 ringgit. Ajojo. Where did that winner go? The earlier one. So sad. 500 ringgit. Okay, so yes, definitely we had a great time today. Yes, we've got a winner. Congratulations. Well done. So 500 ringgit to the winner. I'm afraid I don't even know the person because we wanted it to be anonymous because we don't want to release the names. So that's why we don't have the names. So, well, that's the end of the session. But before everybody goes, I'm going to recap a little bit about what has happened. And we'd like to remind everybody about the 2.8% per annum. And this 2.8% per annum is the campaign. Okay, campaign is open to Alliance Bank Malaysia Berhad Privilege Banking, and of course Alliance personnel, okay, personal customers, okay, and the minimum approved facility amount is at 600,000. So remember that. And this particular campaign, if I'm not mistaken, should be ending in March. Okay, so please go and talk to your managers. And of course, next one, we've got the 1% extra. Yes, 1% extra. Okay, 1% extra of discounts given to the Sunway properties that we were introducing earlier, which is the Sunway Belleville as well as the Sunway Velocity. Okay, so go and talk to Sunway. The promotion period is from the 25th of November 2021 to the 31st of December 2021. So it means by end of this year, done, it is all over. All right. So I got a QR code if you missed it earlier. I got a QR code there. Please go and scan it, which should be appearing above me. So the QR code, please go and scan them and make sure that you talk to the sales representatives from Sunway. Not forgetting that as well, we've got our, let's see, our Refer Your Family and Friends and Be Rewarded campaign, all right? That is to join the Alliance Privilege and Benefit Together campaign. And this particular campaign also ends on the 31st of March 2022, and you will get 800 ringgit. Okay, 800 ringgit for that. All right, so please do refer your family and friends. And of course, we've got the other one, which is the Join the Alliance Privilege Family and Enjoy exclusive welcome offer for you and your loved ones. And this particular one is the Enjoy the exclusive 3 months fixed deposit FD of 3% per annum and up to 2,800 cash rewards if you join Alliance Privilege. And this campaign also ends on the 31st of March 2021 with terms and conditions apply. And the other one that I would like to highlight to you is the Unit Trust Power Link Bundle. And this Power Link bundle enables you to enjoy 3 months fixed deposit rate of 5.5% per annum when you invest in our selected unit trust of March. We've got the Start Your Investment Journey with us and be rewarded when you grow your wealth together with us and with all and of March. And I think this per annum when you sign up with selected Alliance Life Insurance Plan, which will end by end of the year. Okay, end of the year on the 31st of December 2021. All right, so March, sorry, that's not the March one. I think I said 2021. Sorry, it's March 2022. My apologies. March 2022. Okay, so please do remember, go and talk to your relationship managers from Alliance. Go and talk to your sales representatives from Sunway. And of course, thanking Puan Saleha. If you could do me a favor, guys, go to the chat room and say thank you to Puan Saleha for taking her time to actually come over and talk to us. So on behalf of Alliance Bank, a big thank you to all our speakers, all of them, all right, whether it's from Alliance Bank, whether it's from Puan Saleha or even Sunway. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope everyone had a fruitful time, okay? I did. I learned a lot. So now it comes to the end of the session, and I'd like to thank everyone once again for joining us tonight. I know it was power-packed, and I would like to say have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe, and on behalf of Alliance Bank, thank you and goodbye. Bye.